Is Brisbane the Manchester of Australia? What are the best things to do here, and ultimately is it worth visiting? And welcome to another Gaz Right video, and welcome back to the Australia series. Just spent the last 5 days exploring the mighty Brisbane and surrounding areas, so I want to just drop a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of knowledge to hopefully entice you to come here. There's a few negatives which we'll also discuss as well, but a hell of a lot of positives. We're going to do it in one take. This is how we roll. If you do have any questions, bang it in the comments down below. I literally respond to every single message, and if you find it useful, hit that subscribe button. Still en route to 2k subs, coming very, very close now, so I'd love to hit that in the coming days. Anyway, we digress from the point itself. Let's whack the sunnies on, because the sun is absolutely battering into the old retinas, and we're just looking a little bit fresh like this. So there is loads to do here, and in terms of a place with versatility, you have everything in under one roof. You obviously have the city life itself, which is absolutely buzzing. You've got like the river, the promenade, places to eat, drink, but it also has the versatility of the surrounding areas as well. So let's discuss those first. So we hired a car for a day. It cost us about £70. We went for the mystery car, ended up getting a flare little BMW, worked out an absolute treat. But there's two main things I would do outside the city. What we did, we went to the Glass Mountains, which are absolutely phenomenal. So much to see, so much to explore, and yeah, just beautiful scenery. If you want to check out more like watching the videos, what we've done, I do daily vlogs, so they'll already be live on the channel. This is just a little bit walking, talking, and general overviews. In terms of the Glass Mountains, I would do a whole day here. We did a half day coupled with the Australia Zoo, so we just had to rent a car for a day, but I think both things you could spend a whole day. There are so many different hikes. I'd say that myself, the General, and Em are pretty seasoned in terms of hiking and exploring. However, what we undertook, or what we tried to go on, was ridiculous. So I would check the hikes, because it's the only hike I've ever had to turn back, because it was that difficult. It was practically climbing. Like you needed a helmet to do it. So if you are going to go to the Glass Mountains, check the hikes and check the severity. Anything over a 3, I think, is very, very difficult. But yeah, the scenery is absolutely beautiful. So on to Australia Zoo, obviously Steve Irwin Zoo. This place is unbelievable. A few times on the channel I've said like zoos and stuff, like, do you know what I mean, how they treat animals, how humane is it and stuff like that. This place is not like that at all. It is super, super friendly to all the animals. Do you know what I mean? It's super interactive. The fact that you can describe a zoo as interactive is crazy. All the things in there are all open, so you can go into the kangaroo section and you're just in the mixer. You can feed them. Ridiculous scenes. The other highlights do like crocodile shows. There's a show pretty much every hour for different sections. They have like elephants, they have cheetahs, they have everything under the sun. They have a tortoise which is over 150 years old, and it's super insightful. There's different people around the park, like the rangers or helpers, I guess, that can talk to you and talk you through the animals, talking about like mating season, talking about what to do, what not to do. Very interactive with children as well, and it's going to set you back a measly £36. So yeah, I would probably put that as my top thing. The Australia Zoo, I thought it was unbelievable, very insightful. We did a half day with the Glass Mountains. I think you need a full day there. We got there at like 9 when it opened, and by the time we left about 1 o'clock, it was super busy. Well, not super busy, it was busy. So I think if you want to go and get the best experience, go early morning, and there's less people there. And then there's a show pretty much every hour, so it's like 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, etc. We watched the tiger show. Again, ridiculous scenes, but you want to get there early if you want to get like a good seat. It's not too bad for myself, because I'm like 6'3", so I can stand at the back and see. If you're going to turn up a little bit later, you're not going to get the best view. So for me, Australia Zoo is #1 thing to do in Brisbane. I also thought the Glass Mountains were phenomenal. Silly scenery, and would definitely recommend that. In the city itself, I'd go to Coot-Tha viewpoint. You either need a taxi to get up there, you could bike it, I mean you could walk, but it is a long way uphill. I think it's like 11 kilometres from the CBD, so that is a hell of a hike each way. So I just got a taxi to the top, £12 each way, or you could cycle. There is a bus. I said this on the other vlog yesterday, that if you are going to get the bus in Brisbane, you need a specific ticket and a specific card before you get to the bus. So I've only had a couple of taxis, and everywhere else I just walked around. To be honest, it's super easy to walk, but if you wanted to save a little bit of money, especially going up to Coot-Tha, I would definitely recommend yeah, getting that sorted before you get up there. what is at the viewpoint, what is at the lookout. It's an absolutely sensational view of the city itself. So you have the city on one side and all like, do you know what I mean, the high-rise buildings, and then on the other side you have the mountains and yeah, the more like kind of like green space, I guess. So yeah, that's another thing about Brisbane that I think was really impressive to me. It combines that like real city feel, and it does feel like Manchester, to be fair, or even like central London, like kind of like you have like the Canary Wharf, like big buildings like you see behind me. The sun's not too bright on the screen there. But then you have so much green space. I'm just sat chilling, walking, talking in the old botanical gardens. But there's loads and loads of places like this, or like that Coot-Tha lookout is only like pretty short taxi drive, like 11 minutes from the centre itself. So it does have a little bit of both. We checked out a couple of different breweries, places to get a few beer warries in the system. The 4X Brewery is phenomenal. I'm also a sucker for a porter, which was, do you know what I mean, my fan favourite. I'll give it, it's the first beer I think I've ever give a 10 out of 10. The chocolatey and coffee notes in there, absolutely delicious bit of kit. And there's another brewery we went to right on the river called Felons. Again, I would recommend this for beer drinkers or non-beer drinkers. We went on a Monday night and there was like over 1,000 people in there. It was in a good way. You have all designated seating. It's a huge space on the river. Absolutely lovely spot. Let's get a little bit more active and let's change up the old scenery behind me. But yeah, both those two, very, very nice to get a beer in the system. And there's a lot going on in terms of like nights out and nightlife as well. We went to a few little bars, went to a few little clubs. Loads of places have little happy hours on, so where you can get like a little schooner for $6, which is pretty good, £3. So you have like half price schooners and stuff like that. So I would check a few of those out because that is going to save you money. I think, do you know what I mean? It goes without saying, this is kind of like the only negative, I think, and it's not an actual negative, it's just something to be conscious of. Australia is not cheap. It goes without saying, we've been travelling across Southeast Asia, of course, being from the UK, I always compare things to that. So we've been, yeah, obviously enjoying a little cheaper prices across there. Australia is phenomenal so far. It's creeping up to becoming the best country I've ever been to. At the minute, it's still Japan, but we head to Sydney, which I think could tip the scales, but we'll see in the coming weeks. But yeah, the only thing to be conscious of here, it is not budget friendly at all. We've been, we're not budget traveling like staying in hostels, stuff like that, but accommodation here, £50 a night. You're going out to drink, you're probably looking at £7, £8, £9 for a beer. So again, if you are going to come here, I would say it's more of a holiday destination, or if you are going to travel here, you are probably looking at like £150 a day to actually go and do the things you want to do. When you're spending £50 a day on accommodation and then, you know what I mean, renting a car and like eating out and stuff, that will soon add up. So just something to be cautious of. It's absolutely unreal. The people are friendly, and I think from a safety standpoint as well, I think people often compare the UK and Australia, and I think there are so many similarities, but I feel as if the safety element here is absolutely off the scales. Never felt in danger once. Walk around with my phone out, filming. It's super nice pace of life, nice and relaxed. Would definitely recommend it on that front. So yeah, lots to see. Obviously Brisbane itself I think is absolutely beautiful as we're kind of just walking through yeah, the old botanical gardens now. It's a lovely setup right down on the river. Had the drone out over there and it's just super nice. They have an area called South Bank, which is, it could be like a carbon copy of South Bank in the UK. Maybe we copied here, maybe. Somebody tell me if you know in the comments down below. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a straight 9 out of 10. I think there's a lot to see. I think it's got good nightlife, good energy, good people. There's nothing to dislike, to be fair, but to get a 10, it's got to absolutely blow the socks off me, and there's always room for improvement. So if you enjoy what you see, if you want it to be brought to life a little bit more, day vlogs on the channel down below, one specifically for Australia Zoo, which I would 100% recommend going to, the best thing for me in Brisbane, and then obviously some other ones around like doing the breweries and chilling, checking out the lookouts as well. So plenty of content to delve into. Myself and Em, aka the King, will be flying to Sydney tomorrow to continue the Australia adventure and journey. So if you enjoy what you see, if you have any questions, bang it in the comments down below. As I said, I respond to every single message. There is no question that is too stupid. I ask the stupid questions, I make the mistakes, so you don't have to. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you tomorrow, baby. Remember, the chef is always cooking. Let's get it.